Well, today, the $1.7 billion institutional capital raising, that's to help fund the ANZ Bank's $4.9 billion purchase of Suncorp Bank. It was completed. The retail offer for most of the shareholders, of course, that'll open next week, and that's for $1.8 billion. But this deal has been criticised. There are claims that the ANZ is simply buying a mortgage book that replaces the market share it's lost to other competitors in the past 5 years. I caught up with the ANZ's Chief Executive, Shayne Elliott, a little earlier today.
So we're buying the future, not the past. What we're buying is 1.2 million customers. So we're going to increase the customer base through this transaction for ANZ by 20%. 1.2 million customers, 700,000 of whom live in Queensland, the youngest, fastest growing state in the nation, and 400,000 of whom are main financial institution clients, i.e. these are the people who really think of that bank as their bank. So this is all about the future, not about the past.
OK, but the past is that your home lending business was clearly broken compared with some of your peers. The whole issue is it might be that you've added on another 20% of home lending customers and indeed a whole bunch of business customers as well. But if your bank is not fixed, then you run the risk of losing those customers as well.
Again, you're talking about the past, Ross. Here to talk about today. Where we are today, ANZ is back in the game on home loans. Yes, we had our issues. We're back. We're now turning around home loan applications pretty much with the rest of the pack. 2 days to that first decision, just in line with most players. We're not the best, we'll accept that, but we're right in there, and we've got some really competitive offers out at the moment. So we grew our home loan business in the third quarter, finishing June, by $2 billion, and most of that in June alone. So I think momentum's back. We've fixed our issues, and let's not forget the acquisition we're talking about. It's still got a long way to go, but it's all about the future. As I said, 1.2 million customers, a significant step up in growth for ANZ in the right part of the country at the right time.
Shayne Elliott also says a review of the Reserve Bank is necessary, but stops short of criticising the central bank and its actions.
Oh, I think, we haven't had a review into the central bank for many, many years. I mean, I guess you can always say it's never the right time. There's a lot going on. I'm sure they're very busy. I know we are. But, it's always a good time to rethink public policy settings. And the Reserve Bank has such an important role. And I take the Treasurer at his word. It's not a witch hunt. But we can always do better, and I think there's some great learnings that we will have seen through the operation of central banks globally, particularly through the period of COVID and this massive amount of easing that we've seen globally. So let's take the opportunity to learn and reflect and see what we can do better.
In your opinion, has the Reserve Bank of Australia made mistakes in its settings, in its communications over the past 3 or 4 years?
Look, I'm not going to get into a game of throwing rocks here. I don't know. I think they've done it. They've had an extraordinarily difficult job. It's far from me to say, having made mistakes myself, to talk about others. But I think the point here is the environment that we're operating in, whether you're a central bank or a commercial bank like us, is unprecedented. I know people throw that word around probably too much. We are living in unprecedented times. We've never seen the changes that we're seeing at such rapid pace ever before. And so, of course, people are going to, always question. And it's easy in hindsight to say, oh, we should have, could have, would have done those things. But that's why it's time for a review. So let's get some smart people, have a discussion and have a debate about what's the best way forward from here.